Shalom, like to say all praise due to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles of great millstone, of whom I learn the truth. Peace and blessings to the hopeful members of the elect. This is just a lesson in regards to Prime Minister Putin. You know, it's his birthday. He had his birthday was on the 7th of October, and he's gonna be 70. So this is I'm just gonna go into the article. Putin's 70th birthday, a muted affair as Ukraine bursts his balloon. Right, so you know that's what they're saying or whatever. But right now, the Russians they're doing a lot of damage, man, to that. To Ukraine, because Ukrainians they're funded by the Americans, right? Because Ukraine was a Soviet Union, was a part of the Soviet Union, right? But now, you know, because basically when you go into Ezekiel 38, you know, it talks about Gog and Magog. I'll put hooks into their jaws. I couldn't go into that. And basically, you know, they got power. They basically they got a corporation or whatever, and they became even stronger and mightier. All right. And there's a lot of history in regards about these Soviet Union, you know, and so on and so on. But I'm just gonna go in the spirit. Wherever the spirit goes, I'm gonna go. All right. Ex-Soviet ally unreserved in their praise in the otherwise modest public observation, right? So this is his Russian artist Alexa, like a Russian name, Saraginko, put final touches on his painting. Putin with a puppy. Then it said dedicated to President Vladmir Putin. Upcoming 70th birthday in St. Petersburg on October the 6th. All right, and you know, the Russians they're very good people. You know, like they're cool. You know, because they know who the Israelites are. You know, when I was watching, when I woke up to the truth, you know, I was watching, you know, what's his name, Nate, or whatever, and he was out there in Brooklyn on the highways. But, you know, I was gravitated to, you know, I seen the other Israelites, right, on the YouTube, and then I seen, Great Millstone. I seen, or not Great Millstone, but you know they were out there, and I seen the Hebrew Israelites. They were out there on the 34th over there in Manhattan, and you know, right by the Times Square area, and they were preaching right there. You know, and they're going in depth, man. They had like all 20. They had like you know, because they basically, you know, because they had a camera, and they were like, they run it basically like to all 20, 30 clips, you know, or not clips, but different, you know, it's like a marathon, you know, like they were just going into the scriptures, going very in depth, and you know, from that, man, I started writing down a lot of notes, going into writing down, the scriptures, as to who we, I was like really, I was like a sponge, man. And then us, our brothers, our, I was living in Durham at the time, and I was like, amazed, man. I'm like, cause I was like in school, I was like, something's going on. I knew that some shit was going on, but you like, I'm not gonna really go in that, but yeah, it was like, I learned a lot, man, and it's lucky. It's kind of late. I'm just talking, but yeah, man. But great millstone, man, because because they were always going on they're always going on on the YouTube, and they they flagged a lot of the videos or whatever, so you'd have to find them, and then like there was a like that's why Apostle Tahar and the other apostles, they always were making all kinds of videos, man. And then basically like they made a channel called Great Millstone, and it really fits, right? Because in Revelation it says thus with violence, with a great millstone, Babylon shall be like destroyed. I think Revelation 11, where it says like thus with violence Babylon shall be destroyed or whatever. So it's like, so we're at the end, man. We're and we're seeing a fall. We're seeing the fall of an empire, man. With I'm gonna read this article. With his 7-month invasion unraveled, Putin's celebration of his 70th birthday on Friday, with faming praise from some official but little public fuss. That was contrast to just a week ago when he staged a huge concert on the Red Square to proclaim the annexation or the annexation of nearly a fifth of Ukraine's land. Right, Putin. I said Putin was shown on stage, like television, meeting leaders of other ex-Soviet allies at an informal summit in St. Petersburg on Friday, and commentators mentioned his birthday on in passing, right? So they're celebrating, and there was a thing. Yeah, here's this. Yeah, Russian Orthodox Patriarchy. Russian Orthodox Patriarchy Kirill, a vocal supporter of the war, led birthday tribute for Putin with prayer of God to grant him health and longevity, and deliver him from all the deliver him from all the resistance of visual and invisible enemies. Alright, so he knows, alright, because they know, the Russian Orthodox, they're very spiritual, because they know about the Russian icons, alright, the saints, alright, because we were once ruled, Russia, Europe, Britain, Spain, Hungary, all over Europe, Croatia. All right, and I was inspired, by Apostle Tahar and the other apostles, and also Apostle Arya and Apostle Arya, man, and I forgot the other brother. But he kind of fell off the troop, but but basically, like, they would have series, man, just going into our history, Apostle Arya and stuff, man, and it was amazing, man. Learning, yeah, like I'm like, this is the book. I have this book. This is a very good book to buy. $13, $10. Some of them you could get even cheaper. You see this one? So he knows, I want to save that. It's like, yeah. Yeah, man, like, they know who we are and stuff, and this is gonna be the war of our wars, man. And I have I worked with Russian, I was doing doing some marble work for almost 2 years with them, and they're very cool, man. They're very cool. I did a lot of big jobs, going into big homes, man, mansions and stuff, mansions and little small jobs too, man, with the marble. And and they're Russian, and they're very but there's there are a lot of Israelites over there in Russia. There's also a lot of Edomites, right? So because we know that Putin or whatever, he's probably damn Edomite anyways, or he's probably one of the dukes of Esau, one of the duke them. You go into Genesis, I think 36, about the dukes of Edom. But other than that, he's he knows what time it is, and that's why I was gonna go into all the meats and stuff. I was gonna go to Isaiah 13, but first let's go to Daniel. All right, because just like I'm gonna just start from Daniel 1. I'm just gonna read the whole book of Daniel. All right, because this, we're gonna see the fall. We're seeing the fall of an empire, right? And we know that Daniel, he's back. Whoever he is, and he's back in this stead. And the writings on the wall. The writings on the wall. This kingdom is about to be destroyed. Then the Lord Yahushai, the rock, right? The rock is coming, and he's gonna destroy all these kingdoms, right? See, the head of the gold, all right? This King Nebuchadnezzar, okay? And then so on and so on, but the Lord Yahushai, the rock, is gonna come. Like, that's why they have that movie Black Adam. I really have to watch that movie, Slakia. Slakia if I'm kind of all over the place. Like, I'm about to go back. I'm gonna go into scriptures, but Black Adam. I really gonna watch out. Yeah, cause this is spiritual. They know, man, the time it is, and like Dwayne Johnson, he's a Judite, from Nova Scotia, and yeah, man, I gotta check it out. I'm gonna watch it out. I'm gonna check this out later. The Rock. I'm gonna watch it out. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it sometime this weekend because it's Thanksgiving here in Canada. But right now we're seeing the fall of the empire, right? And the Rock, the kingdom of Yahweh, the kingdom of Yahweh, the Son, all right, is coming, to come proclaim his kingdom, all right? And I'm gonna just go through the whole chapter, and if the Spirit permits. Daniel 5:1. Belshazzar the king made a great feast to 1,000 of his lords, and drank wine before thousands. Right, so we know that Belshazzar, he his father was King Nebuchadnezzar, and the Lord, because they were, because they stole our riches, our things out of our temple, all right, and and basically, like we went into captivity, and we went into Babylon, which would be like Iraq and those regions, right? And yeah, we went there, whatever, and Nebuchadnezzar, he tried to do a lot of things. He tried to exalt himself like he's God. He passed a lot of decrees, and the Lord judged him, man. They tried to basically throw Daniel to the lions, him and 3 other brothers, and the Lord was with them. We know that Yahweh was there, who was protecting him, because they tried to burn him, all kinds of things, man. So it just shows you that we have the spiritual power, all right? And these people are scared, man. When you watch I was watching a documentary about Simeon Taco, or Toko. He's from Congo, but he did a lot of miracles, man. And they try to kill him. They try to grind him and do all kinds of things, and he was still he always came back, within a couple within basically a couple hours, couple minutes and stuff, like they were trying to do all kinds of things to him, man. You watch that, if you go into that, his name is Simeon Toko. It's a Congolese or a Bantu, man. Alright, and we know that he was doing a lot of miracles. I believe this guy, he definitely was an angel, and and he was doing a lot of miracles, and he had power, and he had a lot of angels with him. If you watch that little thing on YouTube or on TikTok or Instagram, you could find out. His name is Simeon Toko, all right, and yeah, and we're going back into that, man. That's great power, man. Because as long as we're doing the thing, as long as we're doing the righteous thing, following our Father, our Yahweh Shai, and following His laws and stuff, man, the Most High is he's gonna be there with us, man. All right. Well, I'm gonna continue, Slakia. It said Belshazzar, well, he tasted the wine. Yeah, because we know that Belshazzar, after Nebuchadnezzar died, whatever, his son took over. Alright? It says Belshazzar, while he tasted the wine, commanded to bring the golden and silver vessel, which is the father of Nebuchadnezzar had taken out of the temple, which was in Jerusalem, that the king and his prince and his wife and his concubines might drink therein. Right? So they took all of our temples. I mean, it's like these people took all of our vessels, in the from the temple, with the silver, the gold, the brass. They took all of our substance, man. And they're doing all kinds of things, with worship. They took the holy people's vessels, man. They took our vessels, and they were doing all kinds of things, and they're drinking, and they're using our vessels, and they're drinking wine, and they're worshiping their gods. So, bro, so when the Lord's gonna come, man, because these people be robbed and cheated our people, man, of our wealth, not know who we are, like we don't even know, bro, the Most High is gonna restore us, man, because we were everything that we were. This is the people robbed and spoiled, man. Then they brought the golden vessel that were taken out of the temple of the house of Yahweh, which was at Jerusalem, and the kings and his princes and his wives and his concubines drank in them. They drank wine and praised the gods of the gold and of the silver and of brass and of iron and of wood and of stone. And in the same hour, forth, the finger of man's hand wrote over against the candlesticks upon the place of all the wall of the king's palace, and the king saw the part of the hand that wrote. Then the king's countenance was changed. Alright, so he saw that they were at a banquet or whatever, and they're celebrating or whatever, and then they see an appearance of the Most High sent whether it's Yahweh Shai or the Most High sent a messenger angel to basically go on the wall, and but the Lord sent an angel, but the angel wasn't there. He was invisible, and he basically it's a mystery, but the Lord did a spiritual, like a miraculous work or whatever. And Belteshazzar and the Chaldeans and all them, they didn't know what the hell it was. And the only person who could figure out the interpretation was Daniel, the prophet Daniel. And in the self same hour, forth, in the self same hour, came forth the fingers of a man's hot hands, and wrote over against the candlesticks upon the the plasters of the walls of the king's palace. And the king saw the part of the hand that wrote. Then the king's countenance was changed, and his thoughts troubled him, and so that the joints of his loins were loose, and his knees smote one against another. So you see, this was this king, right, who thought he was on high or whatever. The Most High put fear and tremble. All right, and the same thing gonna happen again, man. Even these people who like to watch and who want to watch our steps and whatever, and with all these different agencies and these spies and all these different agencies that do all kinds of stuff. I pray Yahweh Bashem Yashai, Yahweh Bashem Yashai Shalak Rayam, to all you spies, you damn private agencies, these people, man, who's in high power, that you guys have nightmares at night, man. All right, if you're not already having them, and I pray that the Most High judge a lot of these people who just try to track our steps. I pray the Most High just bring a lot of calamities and a lot of dreams, a lot of bad nightmares into your life. Then the king's countenance was changed, and his thoughts troubled him, so that the joints of his loins were loose, and his knees smote one against another. The king cried aloud to bring in the astrologers, it said the Chaldeans, and the soothsayers, right? And like these people, that's what they're doing, right? America is nothing but witchcraft, man. A lot of stuff, man. Especially now, man. It's even this social media and stuff. They're talking about like their witchcraft, and they're pushing it out there, and the algorithm is just pure witchcraft. So you have to be careful of things that you kind of see on the internet. Like, you really have to be careful, because we're in the matrix, man. So we gotta be like have the armor, because we're getting attacked. We said we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, right? Against spiritual wickedness in high places, right? So whether it's in the court, in the high court, these witches, warlocks, and in the highest level, to the minute level, this place is nothing but witchcraft. This place is Isaiah 47, right? Come down and sit down in the dust, right? Isaiah 47. Alright, but I'm going to continue. Then the king's countenance was changed, and his thoughts troubled him, so that the joints of his loins were loose, and his knees smote one against another. The king cried aloud to bring the astrologers and the Chaldeans and the soothsayers, and the king spake and said to the wise men of the Babylon, whosoever shall read whosoever readeth this writing, and show me these interpretation thereof, shall be clothed with scarlet and and have a chain of gold about his neck, and shall be third ruler in the kingdom. Alright, so so these Chaldean, these warlock, these soothsayers or whatever, You know, like they're trying to figure out what that the hand, you know, that was on the wall, as to what it was, you know, and none of them couldn't figure it out. The only person to figure it out was Daniel. Then came in all the king's wise men, but they could not read the writing, nor make known the king the interpretation thereof. The king was King Belshazzar, greatly troubled, and his countenance was changed in him, and his lord were astonished. Now the queen, by reason of the word of the king and his lords, came into the banquet house, and the queen spake and said, O king, live forever. Let not thy thoughts trouble thee, nor let thy countenance be changed. Right? So he was shitting bricks. He didn't know what was going on, but he knew that his kingdom was about to fall. Therefore is a man, therefore, there is a man in the kingdom in whom is the spirit of the holy gods, and in the days of thy father light and understanding and wisdom, and like the wisdom of the gods, whom found in him, whom the king Nebuchadnezzar thy father, the king, I saw thy father made master of the magician, astrologers, Chaldean, and soothsayers, right? So these people right now, right, you know, or you know, when Daniel, you know, because Daniel, he was above all of them, man, and we're spiritually Daniel, right? You know, Danya Allah, right, means that Yahweh was my judge, right? And we're gonna judge these nations, man. You know, all these damn warlocks and witches, man. All these spells that they cast on people. You know, all these stuff, man. What they do, man. You know, we're gonna be above. You know, like we're gonna be above, man. Like we're gonna be the principalities on the right hand side, man. And we're gonna shake up you damn wicked heathen, man. And the 2/3 of our people. For as much as an excellent spirit and knowledge and understanding, interpretation of dreams, and showing a hard sentences, and dissolving of doubts, were found in the same Daniel, whom the king, namely Belteshazzar, now let Daniel be called, and he will show the interpretation. So they had to call Daniel, man, and that's what they're gonna do. You know, when all hell break loose, you know, like they're gonna wanna go to the, you know, like to the saints, you know, to the Israelites, you know, and they're, you know, and the number one people who's gonna be interpreting certain things is gonna be Great Millstone, the prophets. All right, and we're the, you know, like we're the forerunners of this truth, the Great Millstone. You know, there's other camps, you know, who teach the same doctrine, you know, who have the same spirit, you know, and yeah. Then was the Daniel brought in before the king, and the king spake and said unto Daniel, Art thou that Daniel which art the children of the captivity of Judah, whom the king my father brought out of the Jewry? Right, so out of the house of Judah, right? And jewelry, right? So we know that the Jews, you know, jewelry is referring to Judah, man, the house of Judah, man. You know, the Israelites, you know, because we love jewelry, we love our gold, our silver. We like shiny thing that bling bling, man. You know, and we're gonna get all that, and plus more, you know. you know, but the Most High punished us too, right? Because we doing that, we're hypocrites. But these ultimately too, this is the Most High's story too. Because every time we disobey the Heavenly Father, the Most High would send these heathen, to jack our ass up. I have even heard of thee, that the spirit of the gods is in thee, and the light and understanding and excellent wisdom is found in thee. And now the wise men, the astrologers, have been brought in before me, that they should read this writing and make known unto me the interpretation thereof. But they could not show me the interpretation of the thing. I'm gonna speed it up. And I have heard of thee, that thou canst make the interpretation and dissolve doubts. Now if thou cannot read the writing and make known to me the interpretation thereof, thou shalt be clothed with scarlet, and have a chain of gold and about thy neck, and should be the third ruler in the kingdom. Then Daniel answered and said before the king, let thy gifts be to thyself. So yeah, you could keep that. We don't need that. All right. That we do it for free. All right. Because because the Lord, that when the Lord was on the scene, Yahweh Shai, he said, he said, buy the truth, sell it not. So we're gonna have that same spirit, man. Like, I don't care how much money you're gonna give me or whatever. Like when the Lord comes, man, like we're gonna take the whole pie. We're gonna take, it said the meek shall inherit the earth, man. Alright, so I'd rather just be meek. I don't give a shit about nothing right now, except that, the Lord just give me my daily bread. I don't give a motherfucker. Then Daniel answered and said before the king, let thy gifts be to thyself, and give thy reward to another. Yet I will read the writing unto the king, and make known to him the interpretation. O thou king, the Most High Power gave Nebuchadnezzar thy father a kingdom and majesty and glory and honor, and for the mighty that he gave him, all people, nations, and languages trembled and feared before thee, whom he slew, and of whom he kept alive, and of whom he would set up, and of whom he would be put down. Right? So this guy was a damn tyrant, man. All right, and he wanted to be like he's God. All right, but the Lord had to humble him. All right, but when his heart was lifted up and his mind hardened in pride, all right, pride go before destruction, he was deposed from his kingly throne, and they took his glory from him, and he was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was made like the beasts. All right, so the Most High plagued Nebuchadnezzar, man. All right, because he's lifted up, man. He, and he was doing a lot of wickedness, man. He wanted to be like he's God, so the Most High had to humble his ass, right? And like that's what the Lord said in Sirach or Ecclesiasticus. He said, give me any plague of the heart and any wickedness of the mind. And it says like to give me not the plague of the mind, nor the wickedness of a wicked woman. Alright. Because when your mind plague, we're in the lab, all right, when the Hebrew lab, which means your mind. When your mind plague, man, that's a serious plague, bro. That's a serious demon, man. All right, and I tell you, man, like you don't wanna get you don't wanna get that type of plague, man, of that mind. All right. So you wanna just stay on the straight and narrows, try the thing, because there's read Ephesians 6:10, right? There's spiritual wickedness in high places. A lot of witches, warlocks, soothsayers, enchanters, sorcerers, murder, a lot of things, man. So we gotta be aware. Always stay in prayer, have like the word is our fortress, our shield, and our buckler. All right, so these people who do all these sorcery and witchcraft and all that, as long as we're doing whatever, the Most High is with us, man. All right, there's no enchantment against Jacob. And he was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was made like the beast, and his dwelling was with the with the wild asses. They fed him with grasses like oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven. All right, so he went into like cold sweats. He was like a beast, bro. Till he know that the Most High power ruleth in the kingdom of men, that he appointeth over it and to whomsoever he choose, right? So the Most High, he's the one who set up kingdoms, man. All right, and I'm gonna go back to this, all right? Because the Most High is the one who sets up kingdoms, man. As to who's gonna be in rulership and who's not. And this is the Lord's show. All right, and it was written. This was already written. I think this is Psalm 78. This is Psalm 70. Okay. If I can't find it, I know it's Psalm 70 some odd. King. I think it's Psalm 70. Salakia. Kingdom of men. Okay, I can't find it, but I'm gonna go back to Daniel. It's kind of late. Yeah, so it says, and I have heard of thee that thou canst make an interpretation. Yeah, Daniel 5 and hold on, so okay. Give her. Yeah, so let's stop at 14. And I have even heard of thee that the spirit of them. I already read this. So I think 19. And for the majesty that he gave him, all people and nations should think 21. And he was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was made like beasts, and his dwelling with wild asses, and they fed him with grasses like oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till he know that the Most High power ruleth in the kingdom of man. So this is Yahweh Shai's kingdom, man. This is Yahweh, the Father, right? Yahweh means He is Savior. Allah Shaddai, the Power Almighty, God Almighty. And then Yahweh Shai, He is Savior, and that He appointeth over it whosoever He wants. So the Most High, this is the Most High show, man. All right, like you can't stop this thing, man. All right, the Most High is the director. He's the finisher. He's the author. And thou, his son, O Belteshazzar, hast not humbled thine heart, that thou knewest all this, but hast lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven, and they have brought the vessels of his house before thee, and thou and thy Lord, thy wife, thy concubine, and have drunken wine in them, and have poured praise to the gods of the silver and of gold and of brass and of iron and wood and of iron of stones, which seeth not, nor heareth, nor knoweth, and the gods in whose hands thy breath is, and whose all thy ways hast thou not glorified. Right? So these other nations, they're worshiping all kind of gods, man. They're doing, and they stole our rich, first and foremost, when we're in Babylon captivity, like they stole all of our resources, man. And the damn the fifth colonists were the damn Edomites, man. Who rounded us up, They stole our heritage, they stole our vessels, man. And Esau was like the damn taskmasters over there in the land of Idumea, man. Like when we were fallen, man. Because when King David was when King David's kingdom, when he was in power, man, like he had the Edomites in garrisons, man. And that's why they have us in the ghettos and the favelas, the garrisons of the West Indies, shit, man. In the ghetto, anywhere our people are, man. The damn, unlike the cities over there in India, the untouchables, we're at the low. Then was the part of the hands sent from him. This is the writing written, and his name was the writing that was written. Mene Tekel Upharsh. Alright, and then it says, this is the interpretation of the thing. Many, God have numbered thy kingdom, and it is finished. So this kingdom, this is, you see when the Lord says, what, this kingdom is done, whatever, it's done. Alright, and Yahweh Shai, the angels, is gonna come, and they're gonna execute vengeance, man. And this is all Yahweh Shai's kingdom, and then King David, the 12, and then the 144,000, man, who's gonna come, and that's gonna rule this earth in righteousness, man. Basically, Mene, which would be let me go into that. Mane, which means a weight, a measure, usually 50, but maybe 60 shekels, of silver. All right. And shekels is really silver, right? Like not the people over there in the state of Israel, right? That have the shekel currency. Even though they got all the shekels, they got all the money, they got all the shekels, the swatzas. They got all the giddies, all the chickies, of the chicken head, chickies. They got all that. They're living fat, man. And then it says Tekel, thou art weighed in the balance and art found wanted. It says Paris, thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and the Persians, right? So the Most High, Yahweh Shai, man, he used Daniel, and interpreted the dream, and once he interpreted the dream to Belteshazzar, whatever, the kingdom, his kingdom fell, the Babylonian kingdom fell that same night. Then the commandment, Belteshazzar, and thy clothing Daniel with sackcloth, and put a chain of gold about his neck, and made a proclamation concerning him, that he should be the third ruler in the kingdom. In that night was Belteshazzar the king of Chaldean slain, and Daniel the Midianite, or it's like and Darius the Midianite, and Darius, like the Midian, right, which would be the Iranians, right, the Boer. Darius the Median, right, was kings. There in the Median took the kingdom. It says being about 62 years old, right? So 60, right? And like Daniel, he basically he interpreted the dream to Belteshazzar. Yeah, he got the clothing, he got his chain, he got a lot of power, he got a lot of pump, he got a lot of things. Alright, and we're seeing the fall of an empire. When you read Daniel 2, Daniel 9. I gotta go back into that, go back to Daniel's and read that, about Daniel, and go back into the history, because that's what it's all about. Just repetition, pray and edify, man. All right, because we're forecasting, and we're on the stock exchange, right? We're basically right now our stocks is going up high to the sky, high to the heaven, man, high to the Father. All right? And our stocks are going high, so we gotta keep our stocks up, keep our stocks running, because basically even if you also our people, some of our brothers, certain brothers too, man, within our camp, we gotta do more videos, man. If you're not really doing videos, you got to, man, because if you don't, your stocks is gonna be very low, and the Most High could just spew you out of his mouth, or like you're, so like you don't want to get spewed out of the mouth, because the Lord, he doesn't want that. So we got to keep our stocks high, because that's what it's all about. All right. And it's like, we're seeing a lot of things, a lot of signs, and so this is National Post again. Vladimir Putin, This article is a good article. Putin's 70th birthday mute affair as Ukraine bursts his balloon. Alright, so yeah, right now, like, damn, Ukraine's being damn broken down, man. And says the billionaire. Hold on. Stock, yeah, cause I was reading about. Let me go back into the stock, yeah. Yeah, so it said Belarus President Alexander Lukashenko gave his Russian counterpart Vladmir Putin a tractor as a gift for his 70th birthday, while electromagnetic billboards congratulate Putin's appeared in a Serbian capital, Belgrade. Alright, and Lukashenko, President Putin, with a gift certificate for a vehicle as the leader of the several ex-Soviet nations met at the Czarist-era Konstantin Palace in St. Petersburg on Friday. It wasn't clear how the Russian leader responded to the gift, which Lukashenko official number. Putin didn't mention the gift in the television remark at the start of the meeting, when he was about to need to discuss ways of settling conflict between ex-Soviet nations. So that's what's going on right now. All right, and we know that Ukraine right now, they're siding with the Americans, and and that's why there's gonna be a lot more tension. And this is a very good article to read. This article is about Putin's 70th birthday muted affair as Ukraine bursts his balloon. Ex-Soviet allies unreserved in their praise in otherwise modest public observation. So this is a very good read, a good article. National Post. Yeah, so I'm gonna just so look here. 1 second. Yeah, so this is the Iranian supplied suicide drone being used by Russian against Ukraine, right? That's what's going on. And right now, everybody right now has a damn drone, right? So imagine what these damn armies have, man. That they have technology that's well after their time, man. And so we got to be prepared, be stay in prayer. All right, because their enemies, stuck at Ephesians 6:10. We gotta stay in prayer, man, and have the Lord as our fortress, as our armor, right? Because there's a lot of wiles of the devil, man. It says the devil, he's seeking whom he may whom the devil is seeking whom he may the devil is seeing Slakia. I'm getting tired too, but yeah, the devil is out there, man. The devil's on the loose, man, on a rampage, you know. So with that, it says Iranian supplies suicide drone being used by Russian against Ukraine. Alright, and yeah, this is just for educational purposes. And let's go.
Ну давай! Вроде молодец.
We can trace their origins back to the use of the V1 and V2 rockets in the Second World War, which operate on similar principles. The propulsion has changed slightly. The use of technology has been incorporated to make them more effective and more accurate.
So why is the Shahed 136 being used increasingly by Russia against Ukraine?
I think what we're seeing is that the Russians are finding the airspace increasingly contested over Ukraine through the use of ground-based air defense systems such as MAMPADS. Electronic warfare is also being used to detect and to destroy assets such as fast jets. This is a lighter, smaller, harder to target asset that then makes it more effective on the battlefield and allows the Russians to at least contest the control of the air and perhaps conduct some ground attack at the same time. It's a relatively low-cost asset to produce and to purchase if you're not producing it yourself as a nation state.
Yeah, man. So Esau, they have their blessing, man, and we know that the Germans, which would be the Temans, right? They're very skilled. They have a lot of knowledge, and that was a gift, right? To when you go into Tubal Cain, these are the same people, T-Man. Like Tubal Cain, that's the same spirit. Yeah, that's the same people coming back. Right? And eventually, I'm doing some research about the T-Man, going into the scriptures, and yeah. So let's continue.
Its propulsion is largely propeller-based, so again, relatively cheap, relatively robust. It can take large amounts of damage in the field. It's light. It's difficult to target from the ground and from the air due to its size, and so it has more of an effect than perhaps a fast jet that's an easier asset to target through ground-based air defense systems. Some of the weaknesses that we can see in this, in sort of loitering munitions, are the payload that it carries. It's between 5 and 30 kilograms, so its destructive effect is limited in what it can do and what it can achieve.
And so how much of a threat does the Shahed 136 pose to Ukraine?
It can cause destruction, it can cause confusion, it can attack cities, it can attack towns, it can attack formations. But its effect is going to be, I think, rather limited in terms of the actual destruction it does and its ability to turn the tide of the war, which appears to be shifting in the Ukrainians' favour after their recent counterattacks.
And so what can Ukraine do? Increase?
Yeah, so we know that everything that we're... everything right now, this is all biblical time. This is this is over almost 3,000 years ago, basically. This book was written by the prophet Ezekiel, all right, and he was in the Babylonian captivity, and basically we're living these things now. All right. Ezekiel 39:1. Then, you could read it, whatever. Ezekiel 39:1 goes into the in-depth. It's a lot of history. I'm kind of exhausted, but yeah.
Increasingly to protect itself against them. And what can other countries helping, like the UK, what can we provide to help defend against these?
again, I think manpads, ground-based air defense systems are essential in targeting these. But there are other ways of doing it. GPS technology has been incorporated into these to allow it to navigate and to attack effectively. If you can conduct electronic warfare operations, jamming the GPS signal, it gets lost very easily. It then becomes almost redundant as an asset. So I think those are the two areas that the West, if they're going to target this particular asset, are going to look to. It's going to be the ground-based air defense systems, perhaps even short-range air defense systems from the ground rather than handheld air defense systems, and jamming the GPS signals.
Yeah, man, this is gonna be the war of all wars, alright, and it is gonna get intense, man. Alright, and we know that the Lord's coming with a big fathership. You know, 2nd Ezra 13. You could read about it. 2nd Ezra 13, the whole chapter. Alright, and you know, this is gonna be the war of all wars, to end all wars. Alright, and we're it's gonna be a great destruction. There are gonna be billions of people that's gonna perish, man. You know, from this World War III, man. Because there's gonna be a lot of there's gonna be a lot of wars and stuff as the Lord's coming, man. And there's gonna be a great destruction. In 1 hour, this place is gonna be totally destroyed, man. America and wherever else is gonna get affected, man. Throughout the world. Alright. So with that, let's say all praise due to Yahweh Bashim Shai, the honors to the apostle of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful members of elect. Hopefully this video is edifying. And till next time. Shalom.
Other than handheld air defense systems and jamming the GPS signals.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget